So yesterday I didn't upload a video because Justice slept with me last night. And I went to sleep probably before he did. Okay. And then I woke up this morning and recorded a video. Outside, it was maybe like 5:45 in the morning. It was quick, like 3 minutes long. It wasn't very bright outside. And I'm laying here in the bed maybe about an hour ago, was getting ready to upload it, plus do another video for today. And y'all, my face was crusty, my shirt was dirty, lashes was all over the place. I looked a hot mess. The angle was like, whoa, okay? So no, that junk did not get uploaded. It will not get uploaded. So like I've mentioned in every video that I've done so far in this 30 days of creating, I think I've mentioned in every video, I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about when I get ready to create. Throughout the day, I think of several things that I can get on here and talk about. Even just about 45 minutes ago, I thought about 5 or 6 different things. I even wrote some stuff down. But what I settled on, and I still veered away from it, but it was like a guiding post. What I settled on was a title of Curious and Cultured. And I was going to just go down my YouTube timeline and maybe screenshot 2 or 3 different videos to show or highlight that I have an interest in just about anything and everything. I tell people sometimes that I can talk about anything from seeds to stars. So yeah, I was just going to go down my timeline, my YouTube timeline, and just screenshot some stuff that I thought was of interest and show just how varied my algorithm is. And so in the process of doing that, the first few videos that came up, I was like, I would need to watch this video all the way in order to, to really kind of talk about it, not necessarily in depth, but come to a video with information that I thought was worthy to be presented in this video. And that didn't quite land with me. In case y'all don't know, I do try to operate in spirit, like, not from my ego, not from, because I have a habit of trying to work things out in a way where they make sense in the end. And sometimes that leaves me not living or being in the present. Like, I've heard this quote one time, and I'm about to tell a whole bunch of stories. I'm about to talk too much about something that probably really don't matter. But I did hear a quote one day on a podcast, and the man said, "Be where your feet at." Okay, so I have a tendency to not be where my feet at, and I be thinking about the end and how to arrange things so that the end makes sense. And so I practice being in spirit as best as I can, which means just tuning in to self, my body, my brain, my mind, my psyche, my emotional self, my mental self, and just asking, like, what to myself, within myself, what feels good and what makes sense in this moment. And so normally, whether I get an answer or not, if I'm operating in that mode, these glasses are crooked, y'all, and it is like bothering me. If I'm operating in that mode, something always lands that makes sense. And so, yeah, Curious and Cultured was what I was going to title it. And one of the videos that came up in my algorithm was a PBS documentary about the Native Americans and the first democracy of the Americas, which was the Native Americans and, their democracy. Not the democracy that we have now, if you want to call it that, which it ain't that right now in this moment, okay? Maybe it was like 2-3 years ago, okay? Maybe, but it ain't now, okay? So, yeah, a PBS documentary talking about the Native Americans and their democracy, and also the Native Americans in a spiritual, I wrote some things down, so I'm going to read them. The Native Americans in New Mexico have a sacred space. It's Chaco Canyon is the name of it. CHACO. They have a sacred space that they have been let's see, not necessarily maintaining, but they've been, let's see, I'm trying to find my notes on what I saw. I read several articles that gave it a different, Chaco Canyon, like a different description every time. Over 1,000 year, for over 1,000 years, the Pueblo people have considered this Chaco Canyon a ceremonial space, an ancestral homeland. Um, and yeah, a ceremonial space and an ancestral homeland. Y'all, it's very interesting stuff. So, 2025, Trump administration decided that okay, let me go back a little bit more. In 2023, someone under Biden issued like a 20-year ban on drilling and what else? Let's just say on drilling. And in 2025, the Trump administration decided, nope, we're going to lift this ban and we finna get to oiling and drilling. And we only going to give the community 7 days for public comment. Because, before major, I'm trying to think of my word, y'all. Major things transpire on a piece of land. It's supposed to be opened up to the community to give public comment. I'm going to say something about Memphis and AI later on. If I don't, just know that I want to make a correlation here. So yeah, Trump administration 2025 decided they was going to no, this 20-year ban does not make any sense because we want this land, capitalism, white folk need to be rich. Y'all can't use land no more, okay? And so in April of this year was when the public comment period was open, y'all. And I am paraphrasing here. I have read several different stories to summarize this. So my facts may not be right. If you're interested in it, you should go read it. And also, let me say, I'm going to go back and say something about that. Let me put a star right here because I want to go back to Curious and Culture, talking about that. So, yeah, 2025, Trump said, nope. Okay, so they opened up public comment in April of this year, I believe, and only gave them folks 7 days for public comment. And the only way that they can comment was online. Okay, there was which means it was inaccessible to people who did not have internet access, or senior citizens maybe who could not read or whatever. Okay, just an inaccessible way for people to provide their comments. So I don't know where it stands now. I tried to look for a video. I tried to look for a news story that gave more of an update now that the public comment is over. But I am willing to bet, because it happened here in Memphis with the AI, I am willing to bet that the public comments didn't mean a god dang thing. Okay? It didn't mean anything. And so here's where I'm going with this. Capitalism is capitalisming right now, which means that there is no regard for the human mind, body, or soul. Period. I can put a period right there. If I were writing like a full-fledged paper or dissertation, okay, I could add some more right there. I can add a lot more, but I'm not. What came to me, and this is what I was supposed to share, which I didn't know until, I wrote those notes maybe about 20 minutes ago, went to the restroom, came back, and as soon as I was getting ready to lay down, what immediately came to me was, don't let them take the self any more than they already have. Do not let them take the self. The most sacred thing you have is yourself. And by yourself, I think I really mean like your mind, the unseen part of yourself, because they're taking our bodies. Okay, they're stealing our bodies, they're killing our bodies, they're destroying our physical bodies. They're destroying our minds and our psyches as well. Okay, it is our psyches are war grounds. They're taking the land. They're taking everything. Okay, I'm getting to 10 minutes, so I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible and just share what Spirit wanted me to share. They're taking everything. And there is no ultimate reward here, people. There is no trophy that you can set on your mantle that says that you have made it and that you have successfully completed your journey here on this earth that is going to be worth anything, because the trophies will be thrown away. If there is a trophy, it will be trashed. Okay? There may not be a generation coming after you who will care about that trophy. What you have now in this moment is this. What you have now is this. You have a voice. And let me not be an ableist in the sense that I'm assuming or saying that everyone has this. Because if you're listening to this, you have this. If you're listening to this, you have this. So whatever it is that you have that makes up the self, do not let them take it away any more than they already have. So this makes me think about, and I'm going to get to Curious and Culture and then I'll be done. I listened to a YouTuber. Her name is Evelyn on the internet. I think that's her name. I have not seen. She has not been doing a lot of videos lately. Maybe a couple of years ago is when I listened to this video. Maybe been a year ago. I don't know. But she is from Africa. Please don't ask me what country. And she has not always been in the States. She may be in her 20s, maybe in her late 20s. I don't know. Very fun-loving, empathic, creative. I enjoy watching some of her videos. In this one particular video, she talked about being over in Africa. And I'm paraphrasing here, but she mentioned she talked about how they go to school for the sake of curiosity. They go to school to just learn to be explorers and just be curious about everything around them. While here in the States, one way that they have taken this and they have taken our bodies and they have taken just the self is by putting us in an education system where we are learning to get to an end goal. We learn for the sake of getting a better job. Okay? We learn for the sake of not doing something or doing something. But there is a physical manifestation attached to going to school here in the States. That's our education system. And so, yeah, be curious and be and let me not just say be curious and be cultured, because that's another ableist statement. Because in saying that, I'm assuming that you just have all the tools and the resources and the knowledge and the know-how and the experience and the expertise to be curious. And let me speak for myself and say that I had to start to deconstruct in order to unearth my curiosity. The part of me that is not ashamed to go out and wear all this stuff in my hair and have tattoos. And the part of me that does not, I'm not going to say the part of me that does not care, but the part of me that understands that I'm 46 years old. So for 46 years of my life, I have been lied to. And so that I am able to, one reason that I can move with a bit more curiosity and a bit more audacity is because I have learned that a lot of who I was raised to be was structured on false pretenses. And that's a whole nother video within itself. But I think I'm just running out of words right now because I probably have been over talking a point. But let me say this. This is what's coming to me right now, and then I'm definitely going to end it. I remember I went to my class reunion, I'm coming up on my 30 year. So this must have been my 25-year class. I think it was my 25-year class reunion, I think. And we were on the Memphis Riverboat Queen. And when I go somewhere, y'all, and it's a dance floor and this music playing, I dance. Okay, so I was one of the only persons on the dance floor. And I believe a classmate came up to me, okay, at some point, and this happens often. This is not just with my classmate. This is why I'm bringing this up, because this is one of the most prevalent instances of this happening. She said something to the effect of, I want to be free. People come to me, especially women, come to me and inquire about whatever it is that I have. Like, how can I get it? You got it already. You just have to unearth it. And you will unearth it by dismantling, deconstructing, being curious about the world that's set before you, the world that you're grounded in right now, is a world that was constructed for you. And so you have to construct a world after you got to deconstruct first before you can construct it, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. All right, don't let them take the self. All right, bye-bye.